Hello, my nerdlings. If you're new here, my name is Nikki. Welcome to my channel where we get nerdy. So today, I have a bit of a book haul. Last year, my reading goal was originally 48 books, and I reached that in like no time, right? So I had said to my husband that I wanted to increase my reading goal, but I didn't know what to increase it to because I'm one of them that if I don't reach a goal, then I feel like I've failed, and like I take it very personally, like I'm not good enough kind of thing, because anxiety wins. And so I was saying I should do 60, 15 more books. But we're talking like this was, I want to say June, partway through July, something like that. Like I hit it very early. And he said, you're going to read more than 15 books for the rest of the year. Like, let's be honest. So he said, how about 75? And for every book over 75, you get to buy a book in December, right before Christmas. I said, all right, bet. And then he said, but manga, graphic novels, and anything less than 250 pages is considered half a book. Okay, fine. And I read 132. That's including DNFs. He doesn't let me count DNFs, but without counting DNFs, it's like 126, which that's a lot of books. My brain's not a math brain, so like what, 75 to 100 is 25, plus 26 is 50, plus 1 is, that would have been 51 books he would have had to buy me. Instead, he capped it at 30. So I was allowed to purchase 30 books for completing my goal for last year. And the whole idea was going to be that like I would get to go to Barnes & Noble and do like fill a basket, buy them all at once kind of thing. But I have a problem, and it's buying books. I have 11 pre-orders for this year. Those technically don't have to count to this reward, but I'm counting it because it just only seems fair, right? And then I have a stack of books that a bunch of these hardcovers were from the Barnes & Noble half price. Well, not they weren't technically half price. They were 34% off, but then select hardcovers were 50% off. I have some paperbacks that were on the buy one get one 50% off tables. Like, I have quite a few books stacked over here. You can't see them, but they're stacked over here. We're gonna go through them. Like, that's the whole point of this video. But first, I wanted to talk about my pre-orders, right? My editing skills are abysmal. So this is going to look janky for a little bit. Just bear with me. So in my reading journal, I have my pre-orders, right? There is 11 of them here. Some of these you can't really see very well because like just lighting sucks. So we have Tusk Love by Thea, I can't pronounce her last name, Guanzon, Gauzon. This is a Critical Role book. So I love watching Critical Role. I love Vox Machina and everything. And I have a book over here, a different Critical Role book. I still haven't read it. I have it one over here, and then I have like a comic book over there that's Critical Role. Haven't read it, but I still want to support them. So then this one, The Last Tiger, this is written by Julia Ryu and Brad Ryu. These are a brother and sister duo. It's their grandparents' love story. I found it on TikTok, okay? It's their grandparents' love story. They took it, but put it in a fantasy world. And their love story is one for the frickin' ages, so I cannot wait to see it and done in a fantasy realm. And that cover is just gorgeous. Like, I know, right? Next, no surprise to anyone, Onyx Storm. That's coming out. As I'm filming, it's coming out in a couple days. Because today's Saturday. It comes out on the 21st. Which is on Tuesday. So literally like less than a week. I'm going to a midnight release and everything. I'm so excited. Then we have King of Envy by Anna Huang. I have read the entire Kings of Sin series from her, and I can't wait for this one. This is one of my favorite guys in the series, like, because you meet these people throughout the whole thing, and I can't wait for his book. Next we have The Baby Dragon Cafe. No clue what it's about. I know it's cozy and the cover's adorable, so I bought it. Well, pre-ordered it, because on Amazon you technically don't have to pay for them until they ship, so it counts. And then on this page we have up at the top The Charlie Method by Elle Kennedy. That is the third and I think final book in the Campus Diaries, right? Is that the name of that series? It's the children of the Briar U and Off Campus series. It's their children. So I'm excited for that one. Then we have The Things Gods Break. This is the second book in the Crucible series by Abigail Owen. I read The Games Gods Play back in like November. I want to say it was November. And it was my number one read for all of last year. So I cannot wait to get back in this world and see what's happening with Lyra and Hades. Then we have The Never List by Jade Presley. No clue what it's about. Not off the top of my head, at least. I read the synopsis. I liked the concept of the book, so I pre-ordered it. Then The Gingerbread Bakery by Laurie Gilmore, and The Strawberry Patch Pancake House by Laurie Gilmore. This is book 4 and 5 in the Dream Harbor series, which are cozy romance, small town vibes. And then last we have Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage. This is the 4th book in the Rebel Blue Ranch, and I think it's the last one. So these are my 11 pre-orders that I'm counting for this reward. Okay? These books are not organized in any manner, but we'll go through them and we'll talk about them. First, I have A Fragile Sanctuary by Catherine Cowles. This is a brother's best friend romance. The cover's actually beautiful. I love these edges. It was one of those that I was walking around Barnes & Noble and I was like, that's a pretty book. That's a really pretty book. Next time. And then I was on, I want to say Instagram, and you know those ads that they show you from the authors, like where it has like, it plays out a scene from a book and it just catches you. I clicked on it to see what book it was, because they never tell you what book. So I click on it to see what book it was, and it was this. And I was like, that's the book from Barnes. So I went to Barnes & Noble and got it. But we have A Brother's Best Friend, and the scowls should have been my first clue to stay away from Anson Hunt. The sexy smirk and the fact that he's my brother's best friend, reasons 2 and 3. Not to mention he's the new contractor working on my house. He's everything I'm not, grumpy, rude, and more than a little attached to his solitude. I don't know. Wow, I can't read. It doesn't matter how many times I try to kill him with kindness, the man simply won't crack until he sees me shatter. Because when my world comes crashing down around me, Anson is the one catching me as I fall. And as so-called accidents start plaguing every part of my life, it's Anson who steps in to keep me safe. As he does, I can't help but feel a flicker of heat, and it only takes a single moment for a spark. Don't touch, Leon. No, sir. Sorry. He was about to grab my tripod. And it only takes a single moment for that spark to ignite into flames, engulfing us both. But Anson's a man with secrets, and they have a price. When they're revealed, neither of us will make it out unscathed. So that is book 1. Let's see if it'll stand up there nicely. Okay. Before we keep going. What do I want to grab next? How about this? Oh, it's got a sticker on it. Hold on. Poop, it didn't come off. Yeah, this is not. I'm going to go rounds with, I hate stickers on books. Like, why do people think that's a good idea? Like, I understand you're trying to, like, do it for, like, some type of promotion or something, or, like, usually it's a sale sticker. Like, I understand that. But why y'all gotta make them so fucking sticky? It's ridiculous. Sorry for my language. It just makes me angrier than a mosquito in a mannequin factory. There. So next we have A Song to Drown Rivers by Anne Liang. And it's got these gorgeous edges, right? So pretty. Pretty end pages. And then this, I'm going to say a sword that says, "The mind destroys, the heart devours." And I just think this is stunning. This is one of those 50% off hardcovers. There we go. I'm not going to read you the whole synopsis. There's just this little orange blurb at the top that I'll read. Inspired by the legend of Zai Shi, I think it's Zai Shi, one of the famous four beauties of ancient China. A Song to Drown Rivers is an epic novel steeped in myth and womanhood, war, sacrifice, and love, against all odds, as the fate of two kingdoms hang in a delicate balance. I have not heard anybody talk about this book, but it's beautiful and it sounds amazing, and I can't wait. Let's see. Should I put it? Oh, there we go. Okay. Next, we have A Bright Heart by Kate Chen Lee. This is a YA book. It was one of the 50% offs. I haven't seen it naked. So it's this pretty, like, dark salmon color and some gold. I think the cover's beautiful. Like, I just think it's stunning. So, let's see. What if you could avenge your own murder? Ming Xin outsmarts three princes to help the man she loves become king. But she doesn't see Ren's betrayal coming until she's lying in a pool of her own blood on the palace steps. As she's dying, Ming Xin makes a desperate plea to the gods to turn back time and give her a chance to make things right. Then Ming Xin wakes up 2 years earlier, her prayers granted, and swears two things. Ren will never become king, and she'll never fall in love again. But the timeline in this life has changed. A dark force is threatening her kingdom's peace, and Ren's thirst for power runs deeper than she could have imagined. She finds herself allying with Jia, another contender for the throne. She knows better than anyone not to give her heart to a prince, but in the viper's nest of the royal court, she and Jia must prove But in the viper's nest of the royal court, she and Jia prove a phenomenal team. Can she avert the catastrophe of her past and once again learn to trust and maybe even love? Master storyteller Kate Chen Lee introduced a singular YA heroine in this vividly rendered and utterly original new fantasy series inspired by classic Chinese tropes. Okay. I never read the synopsis. I thought the cover was beautiful. I've been saying it every time I keep going to the store, like to Barnes & Noble, like that this cover's beautiful. I'm going to buy it someday. And then, of course, it just so happened it was part of the 50% off. So we'll stick that right there. Next, we have, I think this is adult, if I remember correctly. It might be YA. A Jade and Dragons by Amber Chen. Another stunning cover, right? Is this pretty naked? No. It's just black. 18-year-old Ai Hui Ying dreams of becoming a world-class engineer like her father, but after his unprecedented murder, a heartbroken Ying is determined to discover why anyone would threaten a man who ultimately chose a quiet life over fame and fortune. Left with only a journal of her father's engineering secrets and a jade pendant snatched from the assassin, Ying follows the trail to the capital and prestigious Engineers Guild, a place that harbors her father's hidden past. Disguised as her brother, she manages to infiltrate the male-only apprenticeship trial with the help of an unlikely ally. I'm not pronouncing that name because I know I'm going to butcher it. We'll say Yang. That's the part of the name I can pronounce. The nation's taciturn 8th prince, with her father's renown placing a target firmly on her back, Ying must stay one step ahead of her fellow competitors, the jealous guildmasters, and the killer still hunting for her father's journal. Complicating everything is her increasingly tangled relationship with the prince, who has mysterious plans of his own. The secrets hidden within the guild can be as deadly as the weapons they build, and with her life and the country's fortune at stake, Ying doesn't know who to trust, and can she avenge her father if it means going against everything he stood for? That sounds really good. One more in this stack. I got 4 more to go.
Make sure your video's on pause.
I already did, kid. To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods by Molly X. Chang. Or Chong. I don't know technically the pronunciation. Another stunning cover. This is adult. I know this is adult. I remember that much. With beautiful end pages. And then I can't... Oh, maybe if I angle it just right. Like it's embossed. That's the word I want. I won't read you this whole synopsis. This one actually has a blurb. She has power over death. He has power over her. When 2 enemies strike, a dangerous bargain, will they end a war or ignite one? Heroes die, cowards live. Daughter of a conquered world. Ru Ying hates the invaders who descended from the heavens long before she was born and defeated the magic of her people with technologies unlike anything her world had seen. Blessed by death, born with the ability to pull life right out of mortal bodies, she shouldn't have to fear these foreign invaders, but she does, especially because she wants to keep herself and her family safe. Can she trust a prince who promises of a better world to make her heart ache? Can she trust this prince who promises of a better world make her heart ache, and whose smile makes her pulse beat faster? Are the evils of this agreement really in the service of the greater good, or will she betray her entire nation by protecting those she loves most? There's that. Really pretty. Really shiny. I didn't realize it was so reflective. Sorry if it blinded you. Let's grab this one. Next, I have the Hearts That Cut by Kika Hatsapulu. This is the second book in the Threads That Bind series. I haven't read Threads That Bind at all. And there's a nice pretty green. I was gifted Threads That Bind by my friend Chelsea Zhao, and I know I'm gonna love it because it's a Greek retelling sort of thing, like think Percy Jackson, but the characters are the children of the Fates, and this goes along with that. So I'm not gonna read you the synopsis of this because it will spoil that for me, but if I'm going to read a series, I want both books. Especially if it's a duology, I want both of them so I can just bang bang instead of wait. So, and the cover's pretty. Like, let's be honest. Like, look at that art. So, I can't wait to read this. Threads That Bind, I think, is on my 25 in 2025. I think. I can't remember. So, there's that one. Next, we have The Cursed by Harper L. Woods. This is an adult, I think, a dark romance or dark academia / romance. It's got these pretty end pages, and then it's black. with purple. I got the first book, which is called The Coven, for Christmas. And again, when there's a duology, I want to binge read them. Excuse me. And look at those edges. They're pretty. I like it. So if I want to say it's like The Coven, like her mom has been trying to hide her from the Coven for like ever. But then she has to and she ends up going there because her mom passes away and she's trying to get to the bottom of how her mom died and blah, blah, blah. Okay, if I remember correctly. Wow, we're already 20 minutes into this video and we still got a big old stack. I need to stop rambling. I'm sorry. Next, I have book 3 in the Stay a Spell series. I have book 1. I read book 2 on my Kindle, so I need to buy it so I have the full set. I think there's 6 books in this series, 6 or 7. I can't remember exactly. This one is following Violet Savoy and Nico Cruz. Violet is a witch. Nico is, what are you, Nico? I think he's aware, I believe. Yeah, Nico's aware. So we have a witch and a werewolf shifter in this book. Their romance. Okay? Then we have book 4 in Stay a Spell, Always Practice Safe Hex. This is following Lily Savoy and Gareth Blackwater. What's Gareth? A Grim Reaper. Gareth's a Grim Reaper. So we got Witches Get Stitches. We have Always Practice Safe Hex. Wolf Gone Wild is the first book. Then there's Don't Hex and Drive, and they all have these little punny names, and I absolutely love them. So there's those 2. Now we're speeding up, probably because those are easy ones to talk about. Then I have Quicksilver by Callie Hart. When I went to Barnes & Noble and it was the hardcover sale, this was the only thing that wasn't on sale that I bought. And between sale and my membership and reward points and gift card and all of that, I only spent $20. It was great. And I ended up I walked out with 11 books and this. So anyways, this is about 24-year-old Saris Fane. No one knows about the strange power she possesses or the fact that she's been pickpocketing and stealing from the Undying Queen's reservoirs for a long time, for as long as she can remember, in the land of the unforgiving desert. There isn't much a girl wouldn't do for a glass of water, but sooner or later every secret comes out, and when she is faced with Death himself, she inadvertently reopens a gateway between realms and is transported to a land of ice and snow. The Fae have always been stuff of myth, legends of nightmares, but it turns out they're real, and she just landed right in the middle of a centuries-long conflict that might just get her killed. The first of her kind to tread the frozen mountains of this fairy realm that I can't pronounce in over 1,000 years, she mistakenly binds herself to King Fisher, a handsome Fae warrior who has secrets and nefarious agendas of his own. He will use her alchemist's magic to protect his people, no matter what it costs him or her. So, fantasy romance with the Fae. And it's thick. I didn't realize this book was that thick when I saw it on Tickety Talk. I'm so sad that's going to get banned. At least as of right now, it's getting banned. 609 pages. That is a long book for a fantasy romance. So, anyways. Hold on. I gotta reach. Alright. Next, we have When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. Another thick, chunky one. This one, I feel like I'm the only one that doesn't know what it's about. I know there's dragons. That's it. This best-selling sensation, When the Moon Hatched, is a fast-paced fantasy romance featuring an immersive, vibrant world with mysterious creatures, a unique magic system, and love that blazes through the ages. I don't want to read the rest of it. That's enough for me. Let's see. How many pages are you? because I have a feeling it's something ridiculous. 690. Why do I do this to myself? Phew. And that's only book 1 in the series. Can you imagine? It's going to take me forever. Next, I have The Courting of Bristol Keats with this really pretty cover by Mary E. Pearson. Gorgeous edges. What do you look like naked? Nice pretty end pages. It's black. It has an embossing right there. I don't know what exactly it is because I can't really see it. Even on camera I can't see it. Let's see. Dangerous Fae, Dark Secrets, Addictive Romance. I'm sold. After losing both her parents, Bristol Keats and her sisters struggle to stay afloat in their small, quiet town of Bowskeep. When Bristol begins to receive letters from an aunt she's never heard of who promises she can help, she reluctantly agrees to meet and discovers that everything she thought she knew about her family is a lie. Her father might still be alive, not killed, but kidnapped by terrifying creatures and taken to a whole nother realm, the one he is from. Desperate to save her father and to find the truth, Bristol journeys to a land of gods and fae and monsters. Pulled into a dangerous world of magic and intrigue, she makes a deadly bargain with the fae leader, Taigen. But what she doesn't know is that he's the one who drove her parents to live life on the run, and he is just as determined as she is to find her father, dead or alive. Oh shit. Oh, and this writing is little. How many pages are you? 541. So, there's that one. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Next, I have... Oh, another book with a sticker. The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent. This is book 2 of the Nightbroken Duet in the Crowns of Nyaxia world. I haven't read book 1. I own it, but I haven't read it, but this was 50% off, and if I'm going to have a set, well, also, I want to binge them. We've already talked about that. But I want them to match, right? I have the other one in hardcover, so I want this one in hardcover. This was one of those 50% off ones. And this stupid sticker. Oh, my stars. Sorry, I'm whispering. You probably can't hear me. I'll fix it later. And another sticker. I thought I took the stickers off all of these. So, yeah. As I'm trying to get this sticker off, that's coming off slightly easier. How have you been? Buy any good books lately? Alright. We have The Fate to be Changed by Freyra Roshan, maybe? What if the witch gave Merida a different spell? So this is a twisted tale, which it takes a Disney movie, or traditional Disney princess, or whatever, and it just flips it a little bit on its head. And, oh, look at those end papers. It's just black, and then it's got teal. After Mulan and Tiana, Merida is my favorite. If you could change your fate, would you? Merida understands that as princess of the clan Dunbroch, she has certain obligations, but that doesn't mean she has to like it, especially when one of those obligations means losing her freedom by becoming betrothed to a man she's never met. Merida balks at this tradition, but her mother, Queen Eleanor, insists that Merida must do this and embrace her role as future queen. And then she travels back in time and meets teenage mom, and oh wow. Okay, that's interesting. We're gonna not read the rest of that synopsis because I don't want to spoil it for myself. Then next I have Bloodguard by C.C. Robson with pretty edges. Another 50% off. This is about gladiators. So look at that end page. And then we got this on our cover and our spine. I only look at the front pages, front book side end pages. I never look at the back. But anyways, Bloodguard. 100 years, tens of thousands of gladiators, and today only one will rise. Everything in the kingdom of Arrow is a lie. Leith of Grey thought coming to this new land and volunteering to fight in the gladiator arena, vicious, bloodthirsty tournaments were the only way to survive, would earn him enough gold to save his dying sister. He thought there was nothing left to lose. He was wrong, and they took everything. His hope, his freedom, his very humanity. All Leith has left is his battle-scarred body, fueled by rage and hardened from years of fighting for the right to live another day. Then he meets Maeve, an elven royal who is everything he despises, everything he should hate, until the alluring princess offers him the one thing he needs most, a chance to win the coveted title of Bloodguard and his freedom. But in the kingdom built on secrets and lies, hope doesn't come cheap, nor will his ultimate revenge. Okay, I'm interested. I mean, I was interested before. There's a big list of trigger warnings, so look that up if that's a thing that's going to upset you. Like, if anything might upset you. And just be mindful. I mean, with all of these books. I mean, the YA ones, you probably don't need to look up trigger warnings, but any of the adult ones, make sure your mental health matters. Okay? Look up trigger warnings. Next, we have House of Beating Wings by Olivia Wildenstein. These gorgeous green edges. I absolutely love these edges. There's an illustration, but not very appropriate, so we're just going to skip that. We have a digital signature. That's nice. Are there any trigger warnings? No, there's like a pronunciation guide, a timeline, but that's it. All right. Free the crows, Fallon, and they will make you queen. All her life, Fallon Rossi. In Criminal Minds, it's Detective Rossi, has been marked by her half-humanity. Nearly every pure-blooded fairy at court has looked down on her for her curved ears, lack of magic, and fondness for water serpents. But never Dante Reggio, the Prince of Luce. The flirtatious royal has held Fallon's heart ever since Dante gave Fallon her first kiss. But as doubts creep in of how a Fey prince and a halfling could ever have lasting happiness together, Fallon finds hope in an oracle's prophecy. She will be queen, but first she must free the crows. Confused yet determined, she embarks on the hunt that could give her power, that could give her everything she's wanted, but couldn't have power, respect, perhaps even acceptance, and most desirably her prince. But unknown to her, the quest will unleash more than just her destiny, and when an ancient demon awakens, he plans to have Fallon all to himself. What? Okay. That might have just like skyrocketed to the top of the TBR. Next. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have already attempted to read this next book and have already DNF'd it. Okay? And that's Shatter Me by Tahereh Mafi. Don't come at me in the comments. I know this is a beloved book by a lot of people. I didn't like it. I was struggling up until chapter 27. And then right before chapter 27, there was a scene that really, really upset me. And I tried to move past it. Couldn't move past it. So I'm DNFing it and getting rid of it. But this was a book club read. So I feel bad. This is about Juliet in a dystopian world. So this is a dystopian world. The reestablishment has taken down the governments. There's no birds. The sun barely, like, you can barely see the sun anymore. There's nuclear radiation. It's just desolate, right? People are starving. And Juliet is an individual that she's kind of like Rogue with X-Men, where she touches people, she kills them. So, and the reestablishment finding out about her and wanting to use her as a weapon. There's that one. Next, we have Pucked by Helena Hunting. I know, we have so many of these that are like fantasy romance and regular romance, and you're just like, when are we getting a hockey one? We got a hockey one. This is about, let's see, what's his name? Alex Waters, and it doesn't say her name. I don't see her name anywhere. Violet. So, about Alex and Violet. I have zero interest in a legendary hockey player or his pretty beat-up face and six-pack abs. Having a famous pro athlete for a stepbrother means I'm aware of a lot of these guys are notorious F-boys. The only hockey games I attend are under duress. That is until Alex starts talking books to me. Then he becomes more than just a hot body with a face to match. And soon I discover just how good Alex is with the hockey stick in his pants. Girl. So I'm gonna take this as it's a brother's best friend trope. Do we have trigger warnings of any type? Nope. So, Pucked. Then, this one has trigger warnings. I know this has trigger warnings. I don't even need to look. And it is God of Malice by Rena Kent. This is the book 1 of the Legacy of Gods series. I have no clue what this is about. It's got red on the edges. It comes up all the time in any dark romance recommendation video on YouTube. It's dedicated to the ones whose type is an unapologetic villain. And there is a lot. There's trigger warnings. He's a villain with very questionable actions. If you can't handle morally black characters, please do not proceed. He's a true psychopath, not a make-believe villain or a bad boy who can be tamed. So, don't romanticize me or you'll be eaten alive is the quote that starts the back. Killian Carson is a predator, wrapped in a sophisticated charm. He's cold-blooded, manipulative, and vicious. Though his charisma and intelligence fool everyone, Glyndon sees right through him. She sees the psychopath within, and though her brain tells her to run, there's a secret part of her that knows he's the only knows the monster will only chase her, and she may want to get caught. Glyndon King has never felt like anyone's favorite. Her mother and her brothers are the artistic talents in the family, and she knows she will never live up to anyone's expectations. But Killian, he has no expectations except that she is now his. It doesn't matter that their schools are rivals or that their families have been enemies since before they were born. Their possessive, all-consuming desire may be able to drown out everything else. But can two people with broken souls truly repair the broken parts of each other's psyche? Can their dark and sinful desire overcome their history when it turns out the pasts are more disturbingly intertwined than they thought? They may come out stronger, or maybe they're unraveling. This is like book 1 in like a 6-book series, and I can't wait to read it. Like, I have been wanting to read it for so long. I'm running out of room. Like, quite literally. Like, there's nothing, like, my bookshelf's ended, and I still have 2 more books to go. Next, we have Fire in the Sky by Sophie Jordan. This, with beautiful blue edges. It's a really short book. Like, I thought it was going to be longer. We got dragons. And orange and black. Or black and orange. I'm not going to read the whole thing because we're pushing 40 minutes. In the brand new epic adult romantasy series by best-selling author Sophie Jordan, returns to the sweeping high-stakes world of dragons, romance, and drama, first evoked in her best-selling young adult series Firelight. Dragons are extinct, witches are outcast, magic is dying, but humans' lust for power is immortal. Oh, I can't wait to read it. I'm loving these YA authors making their jump into adult, because they have been killing it. All of the ones I've read, chef's kiss. And then lastly is probably the most gorgeous book ever, and that is Under the Oak Tree by Suji Kim. This is, and then this says, The first moment I saw you, I knew you would ruin me. And it's got these gorgeous edges, right? Some pretty end pages. This is a bind-up of a webtoon. So it's just like Lore Olympus. It was originally on Webtoon. It did so well, it got trad-pubbed. But this is about Lady Maximilian. She's the daughter of a powerful duke. She is married off, like in a arranged marriage type thing, to a knight named Sir Riften. He goes away to war. 3 years later, he comes back. She thinks, and when he comes back, he's like a decorated war hero, and actually has marriage offers for the princess, Agnes. She's beautiful and she's a renowned sorceress, but Riften still wants Maximilian, for his wife. And it's them going through this marriage, because like for 3 years she's just lived at his estate by herself. She hardly knew him before he left, and so it's the story of them learning each other and everything. So, and it's stunning. I think this cover is gorgeous. This is volume 1. I think there's volume 2, and that's like the whole story. But yeah, I can't wait for this. So yeah, those are all the videos, all the books that I have purchased or been given, whatever, for my reward for my reading goals of 2024. Like the video if you did, comment down below if you've read any of these books, or if any of these books are striking your fancy. Hit subscribe if you want to see more, and until next time, you are loved and you are valid.